let me see if I've got this right. You sit before me, a creative in spirit, but perhaps not practice. And the algorithm has been algorithming. The TikTok girlies with their artfully messy craft desks, the living offline blogs. Maybe you even saw my last video about why you should be prioritizing creative play to stave off the demons. And you yearn for your own creative outlet. But you have no hobbies, no creative talents, no prospects. Or maybe you do have a bit of a creative hobby, but you've surpassed the just for a giggle entry level, and now there's a bit of internal pressure attached. Stay not, friends, because the solution is simple. You just need to add some dipshit approved hobbies to your roster, and maybe cut the dipshit who's currently on your roster. You know, while we're on the topic of de-stressing. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mia and I chat shit while I make shit. So if you like making things or just background noise while you do your dishes, hit subscribe. And if you end up liking this video, give it a like, hype, comment for engagement. It really helps the channel and I appreciate it, so thank you. Today I'm going to be sharing some of my favorite brain-off, hands-on creative hobbies with you. These are specifically crafty things that are low stakes, low frustration, basically hard to fuck up, easy enough for complete beginners, and require minimal mental load to start or pick back up. Before we begin, my top tip, as someone who loves to try a wide range of crafts but doesn't want to spend loads of money on startup supplies or having to store those supplies if I just want to do like one project just to try it out, craft kits are a girl's best friend. Everything is set out for you to just sit down and do with minimal mental load required to start or pick your project back up. They're designed to be beginner friendly, they're affordable, and you get the exact amount of supplies you need. I'm throwing this tip in here first because you'll probably notice quite a few craft kits popping up during this hobby list. Basically, that's why. My absolute favorite brain-off hobby right now is half stitch. It's literally one stitch, super simple for the whole thing, and with the kit I'm using, even the canvas is pre-printed. So you're basically just color matching and stitching, really. Very easy, very repetitive, very soothing, and it's also quite a small canvas, especially compared to some of the other projects we're going to be talking about, so you can both complete a project more quickly and in more places. This is one that moves around the house with you. While I am an affiliate of Craft Club and I love their kits, hence me having so many, they don't pay me for ads, I just have them and mention them. But just to be clear, you don't need any specific kit, right? Like, it doesn't need to be a Craft Club kit. I'm just sharing them because they're the ones that I use. Which leads me to latch hooking was actually my favorite brain-off hobby until recently. Much like with half stitch, it's one simple motion to learn for the entire project. In this case, a knot. Again, this is one that I use a kit for because then the yarn comes pre-cut, the canvas is pre-printed, and it has a back sewn on it, so I don't have to prepare or think about anything. I just sit down and tie knots. It is slower and bigger than half stitch, which is why it's been bumped to number 2 on my list, but you literally get a rug at the end, which is very cool. It would be sacrilegious of me to make a hobby list on my channel and not mention a form of journaling. The people would revolt. Junk journaling is basically a form of collaging or creative journaling where you take junk from your everyday life, think receipts, labels, packaging, and you use them as supplies. It's a fun, low-pressure outlet because, what? You're gonna beat yourself up over ruining a journal spread made of your literal trash? I know some of you just said yes. I need you to unclench your jaw. Junk journaling is great because it's low cost and, at least for me, exempt from perfectionism. Again, we are using literal trash. This is my journal from last year, and as you can see, she was very well loved. You don't need the $200 notebook, put your wallet away. If you want to start journaling, here's what you actually need. A notebook and pen, that's literally it. But you could also benefit from storage. I have an old box I use for junk/paper scraps and an actual organizer for my stationery. It's nice to have. Stickers, they're fun. I love buying sticker sheets as a way to support small businesses. But if you're on a budget, sticker books are more economical. Background paper books. Honestly, very useful for filling journal pages, but not necessary. I throw washi tape into that camp as well. As a certified journal slut, I know that what we tell men is a lie and that size in fact does matter. But what size is best? First up are smaller options. My current favourite is a mini journal. Pros are that this is super portable, the pages are really easy to fill so it's not overwhelming at all. If you're trying to build up a habit and stay consistent, this is a great option. Second, we have the traveller notebook size. It's a little bit bigger but still compact. Love it for creative spreads because you have more room to play. Onto our bigger options, the standard journal size is inoffensive. It's a great beginner option. As you can see, this was well loved last year and it works well for both junk journaling and writing. Our last option is an A4 journal, which honestly, not the most practical, definitely not portable, and the pages can feel a little bit intimidating, but a lot of room to get creative and try out new things. I had no idea what to title this section. Stick with me on this. We're basically lumping various crafty projects that use printable paper elements together under this category, ranging from entirely paper crafts like my printable theatre kit here, to crafts that use printables to do the heavy lifting. So an example would be my tattooed hand mannequin that I'm doing here. Have you ever looked at your jewelry organizer and thought, that's boring? Because what do you mean I have this curated, eclectic collection of shiny things and they just sit in a box? The crow girly in me simply cannot let that stand. Semi-related, the crow girly in me also wants hand tattoos real bad, but then maybe she shouldn't have picked a corporate job. Anyways, back to the point. Did we leave it? This is what I came up with. This is my new ring holder. What do we think? Basically, crafts with the nitty-gritty skilled work like drawing can be skipped using a tool like Canva or a template or whatever, and you're free to just use the paper to play. Because I have done a truly awful job of explaining this, I might just show you some examples. Sorry in advance to any of the crafty girls who did not need another project to try, but I had a whim. Welcome to day 1 of 30 days of hobbies. Today we're attempting to turn my trinket collection into a sticker sheet, but my Cricut and I are beefing, so it's 50-50 on how this is gonna turn out. Listen, life-wise, I'm kind of feeling it recently, so I'm setting aside this month to prioritize creativity and experimentation before the seasonal depression gets me. It's coming. This project has been calling my name for so long. I've actually only used my Cricut once before and found it a deeply frustrating experience. However, this time was better. Alas, for the final results, the machine was still not calibrated correctly, but I'm a good enough kind of girl, so I'm still considering this a success. ADHD girlies love a novelty organization system, but I think I just came up with a new favorite. So I used printable magnet paper to turn my craft locker into a visual goal board. First, it's right next to my desk. There's literally no escaping it, but the magnets make it really easy to move my goals around as my priorities kind of shift. Hopefully you get what I'm trying to explain. Okay, hear me out. I'm not suggesting you whip out a soldering iron and start creating your own fancy rings, although I am absolutely requesting you drop your shop name if you make jewelry like that. I am very much looking to add to my everyday stack, but beaded jewelry making or making your own charm jewelry is surprisingly easy. All you really need to learn is how to open and close jump rings, which again is very simple. And from there, it's just combining elements together. And once you have the hang of that, there is so much potential. So here are some of my recent-ish projects. Journaling girlies, this craft is for you. Today we are making journal charms. All you need is some charms. I love thrifting mine personally. You also need some jump rings, lobster clasps, and pliers. How cute are these? If you are also obsessed with hand chains, let me show you how to make one. All you need is a chain of your choice, some jewelry pliers, jump rings, and a clasp for the bracelet. You could even add a little charm. Let me know what you think. Admittedly, jewelry making, while it is easy, it does involve a lot of small, precise things, and it is a little bit more finicky than the other hobbies on this list, hence why it is in last place. But overall, if I wanted a low-stress, mind-off hobby that requires no skill or artistic ability, here are the 5 I would start with. I have based this list off my personal hobbies that I actually do, so there are many other things that would fit this bill, for example, coloring books I can think of. I just personally can't speak to those, which is where I open the floor to you. If you have a super easy hobby that you love, feel free to shout about it in the comment section below because I'm nosy and I want to know. As always, thank you to my channel members and thank you for hanging out with me. Okay, bye.